we don't know the name of it. We don't know the contents of it. We don't know any of the specs of it. So you're supposed to drink it and like drink it without like preconceived
Yeah,
notions.
I love that.
And then you can find out what it was by using the QR code. And this is from Kikunotsukasa Brewery, and they're located right in the middle of Morioka. They have like
Oh,
these like giant white warehouses there,
ooh.
but you can't, there's like no store, no shop, they're not open to the public, and so you have to go to this tiny little um, liquor store across the street to like
What?
get their product. So what do you get out of the aroma of that?
It's really sharp, almost like really overwhelming for my nose, which
Okay.
is rare because I don't have a strong nose. And I'm not really picking anything out in particular. It's
Okay.
kind of just like the whole overall experience of
Hmm.
smelling it.
It's a little bit restrained aroma.
What do you smell? Like as to me it smells like a lot of it smells like a lot of nihonshu that I've had in restaurants and stuff that
Okay.
I like that when I'm not really thinking about it, I just don't pick out anything certain, but
I'm getting a little of what's called ginjo-ka,
kinjoka.
which is the particular aroma of a ginjo type of sake. So it's got like apple and a little bit of like honeydew melon.
I get the apple. I'm not getting the honeydew as much with this one.
Mm.
Can we
But
drink it? I'm
yeah.
really curious.
Ooh.
Wow. Different world. By the nose, it smelled like nihonshu that I am usually not so much of a fan of because it tends to overwhelm my palate.
Mm.
But this is so, it's like so smooth. It's almost like, do do do, like it kind of glides over your tongue and at the end it goes, dee and it leaves. It's really gentle.
I think all of these have had that very kind of typical soft attack, full middle, and kind of crisp, sharp finish that
Yeah.
is like very typical of, stereotypical of Iwate Sake.
Yeah, what does it say?
Okay, it's loading. Oh, it's
Oh,
so slow.
was this what I was supposed to search on my phone?
Yeah,
I
you
want to
can
scan
search
it
too.
too so I can learn more. It's kind of also this becomes a game. What?
Oh my God, it was too late. And like there's a
No!
form. There's like a form where you're supposed to fill out what you think it was.
It's so no way!
And so it says, try contacting the owner of the form for more information.
Whoa,
Oh
wait, you have to
man.
contact the
Yeah.
brewery.
Okay. Well, I'll put it in the
TBD.
description later.
Look in the description below. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. All the things.
But anyway, I think this is something that they do regularly,
Mm.
like every year, since this
That's
was like
such
the
a fun
223.
game. If
Yeah.
you have, like, honestly, even if you're not used to Nihonshu, I would say get a few and then get this one and see what is it most like
Yeah.
and see if you can kind of guess from
Yeah.
that just because that it's such an interesting presentation of Nihonshu and
And
very rare in Japan. People like to know what they're buying.
right. And also, it's kind of like it helps you kind of break out of the stereotypes of like,
Mm-hmm.
I only like this and I only drink that. Like, when you don't know what it is, you have to just try it and kind of like accept it for what it is. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's fun.
yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes with food. And our last one. So, our third one had a label with nothing on it, and this one.
Even more mysterious. I thought the last one was so like, whoa, shady,
No
mysterious
label.
warehouse.
So I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to show this or not, but this was a sake that was served at an event that I went to in
Oh,
Shiwa. That was called like the All Japan Kuromoto Festival.
Fun.
And it was a celebration of all of the uh, sake that won awards at the Nambu Toji Association like tastings
You
this
told
year.
me about
Yeah,
that.
it was
What a
really
wild event.
really cool event. There were like over 70 bottles of sake to taste.
Oh my God,
But
I
this
can't
one
imagine.
was on each of the tables, there was this with no label on it, and they were like, this is a mystery sake from Shiwa. So we don't know who produced it, we don't know what it is. I have a little bit of an idea, but I'm not going to say who I think it is, just in case it's not the brewery that I think it is.
Wait, they actually don't know, or they were presenting it to you as a mystery? This sounds like
Yeah.
you found a box of bottles on the
No.
street and we were like, whose are
No.
these?
They do the organizers of the event do know who
But they
made
made
it.
like a game show for
Yeah,
you guys?
yeah.
That
So
is cuter than Japan
and
events
they
usually are.
had a raffle at the end, and I was the one who won this.
What?
Yeah.
You're so lucky. There was only one of these?
Yes.
Or there was one on each table?
There was one on each table that we were all the people at each table were drinking, and
Yeah.
then in the raffle there was only one that was like given away.
Wow,
So
you're so lucky.
I know. I was like, this is the one that I wanted.
That is so cool. It's like Christmas. This one is almost, the smell is not dissimilar to the last one. It has a little bit, it has a sharpness with a little bit of like, like a little bit of roundness underneath.
I think it's for me. It's quite a bit rounder
Yeah.
and fuller. I think it has more again of that kind of oiliness. It's a little bit ricey. I think
It's a
as
little
well.
bit ricey. I'm getting nashi, like the Japanese
Oh,
pear,
yeah.
which is
If we were to go with
really
a fruit,
nice for summer. That's a summer fruit here, and it's so, it's kind of like jicama meets a pear and an apple. Um, Very fresh. And
wow.
did you drink it? Did you drink it?
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
Again, it's a soft attack.
Yeah, all of these are
Yeah.
so soft.
Yeah, like in the beginning.
How do they do that?
You don't get. Sometimes you get like kind of a tingle or a real sweetness or a real kind of like attack at the beginning, and all of these have had like a really soft attack, but just the fullness of the flavor of this is
It's really
something.
powerful, but it hits me strongly with alcohol in the back of my mouth as well.
Hmm.
I think this might be interesting with sharper foods. Like I prepared some like kimchi style cucumber, and I think it could be really interesting with that. Something
It
I
might
feel
be
like it's
good
almost,
with like fermented
yeah, it's
things.
almost too round for like the roundness of miso or something.
Hmm.
Um,
I also think this
Fun.
would be good with meat. You don't eat meat, but
Oh
this would be
yeah.
something that would be good with a pork, like a pork loin or something.
Yeah.
Because you know how
It's like that thickness that
and also some meat is kind of dry, like pork loin is kind of
uh-huh.
dry, and this has kind of a richness and thickness that can act kind of like as a sauce on that.
That makes a lot of sense. I understand what you mean. But it's not again, and I'm very grateful for this. That you None of the ones that we've drank are very cloying, like it doesn't coat your tongue.
No.
These are all so soft. So if you kind of want a more gentle experience, maybe Iwate Nihonshu is the way to go
A
as
lot of
far
people
as
say
like,
that. Yeah.
and I had no idea that there was such a strong regional difference between Nihonshu. Fun.
All right, well, let's try it with some of our food and we'll get back to you with what we think they went well with. And Selena has prepared for us a spread of various vegan and vegetarian dishes with a lot of different flavors, like balsamico and miso and smoked things and vegetables. So we're going to see what goes well with our sake here today. So let's talk about what we think these unusual Iwate Sake went well with. The first one, I'm going to go with this one because I just liked it on its own.
Yeah.
I felt like it had a lot of interesting flavor, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of nice body, a lot of freshness. If anything, I don't think I would have paired it with any of these things. I might go with some richer seafood like crab or lobster. I might go with some kind of sweet that has like whipped cream and maybe strawberries,
Strawberries.
honey, like those kinds of flavors, things like that. But I also think it's just something to enjoy on its own, which is not a bad thing. Like you don't have
No.
to necessarily pair Nihonshu with anything.
Yeah, some things are just so beautiful to enjoy on their own. You just want to pour a glass of something nice to just sip. And I think so many Nihonshu are so fun to pair with foods that it's really nice to have something that is just so complete on its own. All of them are complete, but so just enjoyable as itself. Yeah, I didn't really find anything that I loved with that.
How about the electric bodhisattva?
That one was so, I'm hint, this is my favorite. Um, that one was really good with a lot of the sharper things, like the kimchi, cucumber. It paired with so many things so beautifully. It didn't pair with really round things, like this marinated broccoli with miso and balsamic vinegar. That's all it. It's just broccoli, miso, and vinegar, balsamic vinegar, and it was not good with that because I don't know, it was just something in the hummus, it just didn't really fit. But those kind of sharper things, it just bounced off of so beautifully.
So I think the thing with it is it's a little bit on the sweeter side.
Mm,
And maybe if it's not technically sweet, just it has a sweeter presence in the mouth.
yeah,
And so I think
that's a
it
good way to put it.
balances out a little bit of
Mm.
sharpness. And also, it really works well with, it worked well with the cookies that you brought.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so things with like a caramel flavor or a nut flavor are really going to work well with this because as 3 years aged, it is going to blend well with those kinds of flavors.
And honestly, that I find is really rare in Nihonshu. I often am like, oh, what can pair with this like sharper thing or this sweeter thing? That's why I made sure to bring something sweet because it's often like a challenge to
Mm,
pair with. And that one is a great pairing buddy.
mm.
It's just really fun either way, drinking on its own or pairing.
Yeah. How about the third one? Now you didn't like, well, you didn't not like, but you were, this wasn't your favorite as far as the aroma and the taste on its own, but
Yeah, it didn't stand out to me on its own, and this is the magic of Nihonshu. Sorry. But that it basically paired with everything so well. It was just like friends with everybody, not the hummus and not the broccoli. So kind of like not the super round things. Very like whole whole spice kind of feels.
yeah, I think the one thing that surprised me is like the yogurt curry vegetable
Yeah.
dish that you made. I think it was because this doesn't have a lot of its own flavor.
Mm,
And it has a little bit of sharpness,
hmm.
and I think that was allowing it to kind of mix with the curry and yogurt and not fight with it,
Yeah.
and kind of bring it, kind of like tie it all together in a way.
Yeah, it kind of elevated everything
Mm,
that it was with, just like a really good friend.
yeah.
And it
So
was really good with the cookies too. This one was so good with that like nuttiness and a little bit of sweetness. This one was a great pairing
yeah.
nihonshu. So again, if you don't like drinking your nihonshu on its own, try pairing it with anything you can find in your fridge and just enjoy, see what it can bring
So
out.
Selena said this is something that she would imagine finding in like an izakaya or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's true for a reason because
Mm.
something that you would find in an izakaya is something that's going to go well with a lot of different flavors.
You're so right, because people go to Inazaka and they don't think about, like a Japanese pub, right? They don't think about, oh, what am I gonna pair with tonight? They think, let's drink, let's eat, let's have a good
Let's have some
time.
things on the side.
And so you don't
Yeah.
want anything to be like there were some things where we tasted them together and they just did not work
Yeah.
together, which is like the food's good, the nihonshu's good, but you're like, ugh, you don't want that experience when you're out having drinks with friends. So that was such a perfect one.
Okay, and how about our real mystery sake?
Oh, that one was so crazy. Your buzz is kind of scary. Hi, landlord.
And you have to.
Cute landlord. Landlord, very cute. 10 out of 10.
Okay, and for our final real mystery sake,
This one was really good with round things, really round things, but nothing acidic. Even the sun-dried tomato pasta was like no go. But really round things, like I think the miso broccoli was really good with it. The sesame oil eggplant, that was really good with it too.
and like the mascarpone food.
Yeah, with olive oil. The
Olive
olive
oil.
oil played with a lot of these really well, I
Mm,
thought,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. These were some unusual types of sake from Iwate, but there's lots of famous breweries and lots of famous brands from Iwate. So I encourage you to find them in your local liquor shop or supermarket and give them a try. And until next time, keep exploring sake.
Bye!